Implementing Guidelines for the Policy on Bilingual Education. Department. Order Number 25, Series 1974.
Bilingual education is a form of education in which information is presented to the students in two or more languages. Technically, any education system that utilizes more than one language is bilingual. So meaning, in bilingual education, it uses two or more languages to guide the learners or the students for them to easily capture the subject matters. But according to Department Order Number 25, Section 1974, from grade 1 to grade 2, the language should be used as the regional language. It is a language spoken in an area, whether it be a small area, a province, or some wider area, for the learners or for the children to have an easy way of learning.
Different types of bi- or multilingual education. Bilingual education. Bilingual education is a term that refers to the teaching of academic content in two languages, in a native and second language. Varying amounts of each language are used depending on the outcome goal of the model. Submersion. Submersion is a sink or swim method to learning a second language. Students who have acquired the language naturally and those learning the same language are put in the same learning environment and required to learn as much as they possibly can. Two-way bilingual education. It is an educational model that integrates native English speakers and native speakers of another language for all or most of the day, with the goals of promoting high academic achievement, first and second language development, and cross-cultural understanding for all students. English as a second language. It is a traditional term for the use or study of the English language by non-native speakers in an English-speaking environment. Immersion. Immersion education is a system in which all academic subjects are taught in the target language. This means they speak the target language during instruction, transitions, outside play, and eating times. Three-language system. It is most commonly used to describe someone who can speak or understand three languages, especially with some level of fluency. Several types of bilingual education program models. Transitional bilingual education. Transitional bilingual education teaches students language and literacy skills in their native language, followed by strategic secondary language instruction implementation. Each language learner is unique and has different needs in terms of structure and instruction. Two-way language or dual language bilingual education. It is based on the premise that two groups have learned together in a systematic way so that both groups become bilingual and biliterate in the two languages. The most effective form of bilingual education is a type of dual language program. Dual language programs are effective because they encourage students to master English but not at the cost of losing their native language. Late exit or developmental bilingual education. It is similar to dual language programs in that instructions is carried out in both English and the student's native language.
Bilingual education is as medium of instruction. Before, question language to us in the classroom has been problems in the Philippine education. At the introduction of American school system in the country, the first question that the educators had to tackle was the medium of instruction. After long debates, English was adopted as the language of the schools, and the Philippines launched a bold experiment on the human understanding. With regard to the teaching in the vernaculars, the Monroe Commission recommended experimentation in the use of the vernacular, but it was only in 1948 that such experiment was undertaken in Iloilo. Favorable results revealed that the local dialects to their advantage by choosing their education. With results superintendent of school providers in the vernacular in the schools. The traditional policy would the wider benefit of the children that even a private school and the press interest this emerging educational practice.
The Board of National Education also presented a policy recommendation on the language of instruction, namely that Filipino be the main language of instruction, that the elementary level with provision for the use of vernacular languages in the first two grades. And the last one is that Filipino and English be the language of instruction at the secondary and higher levels. To ensure the success of the program, the recommendation also provides that intensive teacher education program be introduced, both pre-service and in-service, to train teachers in the use of Filipino and the vernacular languages as media of instructions.
Based on the finding of the survey as well as the recommendation of the Soriano Committee and the National Board of Education, the accordance with 1973 Constitution on June 19, 1974, the Secretary of Education and Culture issued Department Order Number 25 Series 1974 is the regional language shall be used as auxiliary media of instructions and as initial language for literacy where needed. Filipino and English shall be taught as language subject in all levels to achieve the goals of bilingual competency from grade 1 to 4th year of high school. Bilingualism is defined as media of instructions in particular subject areas. There are 6 types of Filipino domain. The first one is social study, second social science, third is character education, fourth work education, fifth is health education, sixth is physical education. When we say social study, the study of people in relation to each other and their world. Social science, the study of society and the manner in which people behave that influence the world around us. Character education is to describe the teaching of children and adults in a manner that will help the vigorously as moral, civic, and good-mannered. Work education, activities of services, food, clothing, social services, and recreation. Health education, consciously constructed opportunities for learning involving some form of communication designed to improve healthy literacy. Physical education, education through the physical, it aims to develop the student physically, competency, and knowledge. The 3 types of English domain is science, math, arts, and music.
In organizing a bilingual program for the elementary school, in compliance with the Dept Order Number 25 Series 1974, it needed the following. The first one, a modified timetable. Revision is the same as studying. Making a timetable means you set aside specific times to do revision. Second one, a suggested blocking of time according to language domain. Time management is needed in language domain which addresses skills of listening, speaking, and writing. And the third one, a public relations campaign for acceptance on the part of parents' materials in Filipino for the stipulated subjects areas of social studies or social education, health education, and physical education. It is important to be aware and have some knowledge on the program to be implemented. Continuous formative and summative evaluation program. Through this, You can monitor the program to provide ongoing feedback that can be used for improvement. And the last one, a good coordination to oversee the program. Coordination helps to minimize the conflicts. It ensures smooth working of the program.
That's it for our presentation. Thank you for listening.